Alright, so I wanted to give my brief thoughts on X-Men vs. Inhumans, which is the new event coming soon, which will pit the X-Men against the Inhumans, since, as we all know, the Terrigen Mist in the Marvel Universe right now is killing mutants. It's more or less being harmful for mutants, and now mutants are once again endangered, so now Magneto's like, no, fuck that, we're taking this to the source. So once again, guys, we have that beautiful sense of heroes versus heroes, just like Civil War fucking 2! Oh, man. Look, I'm not even angry about this, because at this point I've kind of realized Marvel, this is just them being mean to the X-Men, out of spite to Fox for not, for still owning the movie rights. That is literally what it boils down to. And let me give you a prediction of what's going to happen. Here's my loose prediction on what's going to happen in Inhumans vs. X-Men. Here we go. Here's what I think's going to happen. The X-Men are still going to have titles, don't worry, they're still going to have main titles, but a lot of them are going to be ended by this. The X-Men are going to have less titles and less power in the Marvel Universe, and they're also going to be less the No More Mutants thing is going to happen. I'm pretty sure that the Terrigen Mist is going to officially kill off the mutant gene somewhere in this story arc, and Magneto's going to go back to being a villain. Magneto's no longer going to be a part of the, he's no longer being part of the X-Men and going to go back to being a villain, and he's going to create a new brotherhood out of his X-Men team that he's a part of. I think it's X-Force that he has, and it's going to be, Psylocke, the Earth, the different Earth Wolverine, the Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth, Mystique and Fathom X and all the other characters that are at his side. Those are all going to be his new. That's going to be retitled the Brotherhood of the Brotherhood of Mutants, and yeah, because Magneto's been the one right off the gate going, look, this isn't right. This Terrigen Mist is killing off our people. We're once again, we're at the bottom of the food chain again. And Storm's like, no, we can coexist. And of course, that's gonna, already there's infighting in Civil War 2 X-Men, which I could give two shits about because it's Civil War 2. I just stopped officially caring about that event after they revealed the plot of everyone forgets, oh yeah, precognition's something we've encountered, so why are we all fighting about this? And oh yeah, Bruce Banner the Hulk got killed by Hawkeye, that's a thing. And I gave my thoughts further on that in an earlier video. But yeah, the Inhuman royal family, of course, is going to war with the X-Men, and rather than be civil, everyone being civil about it, no, we're all just going to fight each other, and then pretty sure the Inhumans are going to win this, because, yeah. Now, most of you guys know that the movie rights the X-Men movie rights belong to Fox, who have actually, they finally got their shit together. They finally got their shit together, and it's very clear after First Class that they're like, yeah, I think we know what we're doing now. We got some people behind this that know what they're doing now. I personally liked X-Men Apocalypse. Not as good as the first two films from the McAvoy era trilogy. But still, I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, and I'm still looking forward to Wolverine and the other X-Men films that are down the road. But I digress. The point is that, I once said that, I think it would be a cool idea to use the Inhumans as a way to replace the X-Men in the MCU, because it's kind of the same thing. However, I didn't think Marvel would actually do this on, not only to do this as a comic, do this in the comic book universe, but also, quintessentially use the Terrigen Mist as a way of killing the X-Men, even though, yeah, here's the problem, guys, the Terrigen Mist does work on mutants. The Beyonder. Alright, for those who don't know, it was revealed in New Avengers Illuminati that the Beyonder was a mutant Inhuman. He was an Inhuman with the mutant gene already in him. The Terrigen Mist didn't kill him, it accentuated it. It heightened it. So, if anything, the Terrigen Mist should be doubling mutants' powers. It should be helping them. That's what the Beyond... If it's, with the Beyonder, that's the case. Although they could have rebooted that since then. I don't know. They could have easily done, nope, he's just a cosmic being. I don't know. Look, I'm not mad about this, even though I'm shouting, and I do apologize. It sounds like I'm having a shouting rant here. But really, I'm just more like, I'm numb to it. I'm numb to it because I know how this is going to end, with the X-Men once again getting the shit end of the stick. Just for Marvel not owning the comic book rights. And here's the thing, yeah, I was totally cool with Inhumans playing a bigger part at the universe, and I'm always cool when you have characters play bigger parts in a universe. I'm always happy when, it was cool to see Black Bolt and the other Inhumans finally get the spotlight and people talk about them. But what I didn't want is at the expense of other characters. That's what really bothers me. The X-Men are a timeless group. They are a timeless team that a lot of people connect with. And you could say that you could do that with the Inhumans too, but the X-Men have been around longer, I wouldn't say longer, because the Inhumans, I think, showed up no, they showed up later before, or X-Men showed up first. That's right. I'm getting off topic. No, I could be wrong. The Inhumans might have because they showed up in Fantastic Four very early, and I'm getting confused here. I'm confusing myself. I apologize. I'm very sorry about that. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm always happy when a character or characters get spotlight, and I'm very happy that the Inhumans are getting the spotlight. What I didn't want, and I've said this, and I already said this, but I wanted to drive the point home. What I don't want is having characters, get undermined for that to happen. And the X-Men, the X-Men have saved Marvel multiple times. When you think Marvel, you usually think X-Men. Originally you thought Spider-Man, X-Men, and yeah, those were the two ones that came to your mind, and other the Hulk and other characters. But now it's kind of like, the X-Men? What are those? Yeah. So that's my big. So that's kind of that's the point I'm trying to get, is that the X-Men, one of Marvel's most classic. You can even say that the X-Men were at one point even more popular than the Avengers. They were. You can. Brian Michael Bendis really saved the Avengers from being kind of even more of a because a lot of people, when you ask who are the Avengers, they probably think we don't know. Ask moviegoer, non-comic book goers. You're like, who are the Avengers? They'd be like, what? Who are the X-Men? Oh yeah, Wolverine, Cyclops, all that. Because the X-Men were kind of that team. They were a team of misfits that a lot of people could get together and follow behind. And I'm not trying to discredit the Avengers at all. All I'm saying is that the X-Men, for the longest time, were the more popular team. They were the very more popular team. And the Avengers were also popular, but didn't have the same level of popularity that the X-Men did. Remember the 80s to 90s? Yeah, the X-Men were everywhere. Granted, a lot of the stories out of the 90s weren't that good, but but that's not the point. The point is that a lot of people connected with the X-Men, and a lot of people still connect with the X-Men. And again, if we could have if Inhumanity happened and we had more Inhumans out there, that'd have been fine. I'd have been totally fine with it and the X-Men would have been totally spared from it. But this is, it's being very clear, especially nowadays. It's very, it is very, very clear that, Marvel is completely, slowly whittling away at the X-Men. With every move, you can clearly see that they're not getting they're not getting the spotlight as they used to, and it's for petty reasons, and I really don't like that. And I know it's a business thing. You gotta make, it's a business thing. And it's a major point, and I understand. Marvel is a business. I really recognize that. But I kind of wish they just, they didn't. What happened in the what goes on in the movies doesn't affect the comics. That's the thing, is that I don't want it to. Whatever disputes what Disney and Marvel have with Fox, I kind of wish it wouldn't affect the comic books. And it's not just the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Secret Wars, Secret Wars, really good story, good story for the Fantastic Four, all the stuff with Fantastic Four was cool. There was a lot of stuff in Secret Wars that I didn't care about, but the stuff that focused around the Fantastic Four, when Hickman, because that was built up throughout his Fantastic Four and Future Foundation and New Avengers, what should have been called New Avengers Illuminati. But that's not the point here. Point being that it kind of culminated in no more Fantastic Four. Sue and Reed, gone. They're gone. And we have, I think Franklin's gone too. And Valerie too. Franklin and Valerie are gone too. All we have is Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm. And they're on different teams. Anyway, so yeah, no more Fantastic Four until we get the movie rights back, which could be any time. But yeah, for X-Men, yeah, it's just going to be continuously. They're going to be our whipping boy for a bit. That's what it feels like, and I hate to rant like this. But I'm not angry so much as I am numb to it because I've kind of expected it at this point. I should be, aware of this kind of stuff. So, yeah. And it's more heroes fighting heroes. We just had that in Civil War 2. Why do we need this again, is my question. Why do we need to do this again? Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I truly am sorry for ranting like this. And again, I'm not angry. Just really, I feel nothing. I feel nothing for this event. And I know I sound angry, but I'm not. I'm just kind of more like, yeah, I know how this is going to go. The X-Men are going to once again get the shit end of the stick. Anyway, so you guys tell me, what do you guys think of Inhumans versus X-Men? You guys like it? You guys like the idea? You guys hate the idea? If you guys like the idea of the X-Men and Inhumans finally going to war over this, that's totally fine. I bear no ill will against you if you're actually hyped for this event. If you actually are interested in this event, that's totally fine. No, I bear no ill will against you. But yeah, me personally, I'm just going to be like, it's heroes fighting heroes again, and the X-Men are going to be the odd ones out once again. So my hype for this event is just meh, not even meh. So once again, guys, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.